For almost every tournament, the host nation is mostly the favorite to qualify out of the group. But for CHAN 2024, do Kenya even have a chance of surviving this group? Well, let me give you a deep analysis into Group A. I don't know what I'm doing. All right, so welcome back. Let's dive straight into the group. As I mentioned, that is the host nation Kenya, then Morocco, then we have also Zambia, we have DR Congo, then Angola, who form the 5 teams in this group. So let me touch team by team each, and let's first start with Morocco. And I think they are the heavy favorites in this group. 2-time winners of the CHAN 2016 and 2020. For the last edition in 2022, they didn't participate, they didn't compete. They qualified to compete, but because of some political issues, it was being hosted in Algeria. And because of some political issues, Morocco didn't compete. So they are back. They haven't lost in 2 editions of the CHAN, and they are back to compete in group against, that is, host nation Kenya and alongside other teams. For Zambia, they were medalists in the very first edition, bronze medalists in 2009. Since that time, they haven't won any medal though, but they've had some impressive times. That's the CHAN team, who mostly are the team who also play the COSAFA Cup. I think the last but one edition of the COSAFA Cup was won by Zambia 2023. Yes, it was won by Zambia. So they've had a very strong team in the years. Then you also have Angola. Angola are actually the defending champions of the COSAFA Cup. In the last CHAN, they competed. They didn't lose a game. They played 3 games, played 3 draws, and then they went out the group stages. So imagine, you didn't lose a game, but still didn't qualify from your group. That was Angola in the last CHAN edition. But they are back this year again, and they are in full vigor. Then we have also DR Congo, who didn't compete at the last CHAN, but then they were the very first winners of the CHAN. The very first winners of the CHAN. So interestingly, in this group, Morocco has a medal, Angola has a medal, Zambia has a medal, DR Congo has a medal. So these are 4 teams who have been very successful in the competition. They are being drawn in group with host nation Kenya. Can Kenya really survive it? Well, let me get straight into it first. Let me start with Morocco. So as I mentioned, Morocco, they've been very successful. But for this year's edition, which will be held in August, the date is not known yet. We've not been told the date yet, but it will be held in August of 2025. In this same August, just around June, July, the Club World Cup will be going on, and we'll have Morocco be represented by Wydad Casablanca and the Club World Cup. So they will have to play the Club World Cup in around June, July. That's after a long season in the Morocco League has ended. Then June, July, they are playing another Club World Cup. Then in December, that is after August, in December, there is also the FIFA Arab World Cup. The FIFA Arab Cup, yes, FIFA Arab Cup, which Morocco will be participating in also. That's it, they confirmed their participation. There's also the AFCON in the same December, which Morocco will be participating in. So for the CHAN, I think for me, per my analysis, it is very unlikely to see Morocco bring a full strong team as they did in 2016 and then they did in 2020. In 2022, they brought a youthful squad, a very young team, but unfortunately, they didn't participate. So I'm thinking it's most likely they will do same for this edition to bring another young squad. And can the young team of Morocco really compete at the CHAN? Because if you check from the last CHAN, that's the team Morocco were bringing. If you check their friendly matches, the preparations they did, they lost 4-0. Yes, Morocco lost 4-0 to Senegal before the CHAN, and then they lost 3-1 in the second game. So they played 2 games against Senegal and lost by 7 goals to 1 on aggregate. So this wasn't really a team that scares everyone, as Morocco always do. So that's, in my analysis, as of now, things could change though, but as we stand now, I think Morocco could maybe bring another young team to the CHAN, and maybe they might not be able to compete as the full strong Morocco team could have competed. Then next is that is Zambia. Zambia, as I mentioned, they've had their good times. They won a medal in the very first edition of the CHAN, but they've been very inconsistent in recent years. The last but one COSAFA Cup, they won it, but then the last edition they played, they were eliminated in the group stages and finished bottom, last in their group. Yes, they even lost a game to Kenya in that same competition, that same COSAFA Cup competition. So it has been inconsistencies here and there. Local teams in Zambia have not really been performing in recent years. Even in the CAF Champions League and in the Confederations Cup, you don't really see Zambia competing that much these days. So it's a bit dicey here and there for them. Can they really compete at the CHAN? In the qualifiers, they had to qualify after getting a walkover. So they didn't even play the qualifiers. They got a walkover over Mozambique because of the current political tensions in the country Mozambique. So Zambia got a walkover and then they qualified to the CHAN through that route. So can they really change? I mean, it's a long shot. It's in August. It's a long shot from now. Anything could happen. But as things stand now, I don't really see Zambia as a strong competition in this group, especially in a group where you have a lot of big giants. They haven't been consistent enough for my liking. And I think Zambia football, especially club football locally, has really fallen. The standards has fallen in the past few years. I mean, in the past, you could see teams like Zesco United in Canada, and they were very strong on the continent, but all these teams have gone down. They've died. So I don't think Zambia will be a strong competition in this group. Then we also have DR Congo. And, interestingly, DR Congo seems to be one of the teams where anytime they play, you know they'll upsets. They'll give you a lot of upsets. You remember the very first edition, you had players like Bedi, Trezor Putu, a lot of players from DR Congo who played very well and then they won the very first edition of the CHAN. But in recent years, especially this season, DR Congo football has taken a bit fall, because even if you check for TP Mazembe, which is the biggest team in DR Congo, they've lost a lot of their quality players they had last season. If they had the same team they had last season, I think DR Congo would have been a big threat. But a lot of the quality players they had, that is last season, they've lost them. They've lost those players. So that means essentially they will be coming into the competition with an inconsistent squad here and there. And nevertheless, they are still quality players in the, and that is the DR Congo team. Even if you check the performance of TP Mazembe in the Champions League, they are bottom of their group. They are yet to win a game after playing 5 games, and the last game they have, it's very unlikely they'll even win a game in the Champions League this season. So DR Congo football has fallen, and I think it's going to affect the CHAN team also. But this is the CHAN. Maybe they could make an upset. Then finally, we have Angola, and I think they are my heavy favorites in this group, because if you check the last COSAFA Cup, they were fantastic, incredible, and it will be mostly the same team, apart from few of the players in that COSAFA. Apart from few of those players in the COSAFA Cup team who have gotten a contract abroad, signed with teams abroad, and also a few players who were playing abroad and they came to join Angola for the COSAFA Cup. The core of the team plays in Angola, and even in CAF competitions this season, Angola clubs have not done bad. We had Sagrada Esperança in the group stages. Petro Luanda almost made it to the group stages, and we have Lundaso in the CAF Confederations Cup. So Angola football are still playing well, even in the CHAN team. I think they will have a very strong team for the CHAN. I think they are my heavy favorites in this group. Can Kenya survive? Kenya, the host nation, I think they should have enough firepower to sort of pull off a challenge. But the big question is, can they survive? That is the big question. I think it will depend on a lot of variables. If Morocco really bring their youth team, that is maybe their C teams in C, I don't think they can really pose a lot of threat to, Kenya, who of course as host nation will want to go all in, full squad, bringing as much of strength as they can. Then for DR Congo too, if they are unable to recover, then I think Kenya has the chance of sort of really battling it out with DR Congo. And for Zambia, I don't really expect them to pose much of a threat in this group. So my prediction, Angola to top this group. Second place, I think, is between DR Congo and Kenya. That is if if Morocco do not present a strong team. But if Morocco presents a strong team, they easily win this group, and then Angola second place. But if Morocco don't present a strong team, then Angola win this group. Second place, DR Congo, Kenya. I think they'll battle it out. Whoever wins it should take it. But let me know your predictions for Group A in the comment section.